everybody please have a seat? Come on. Greetings, good afternoon, and welcome to this graduation ceremony of the International and Area Studies teaching programs. It is my honor and privilege to welcome the family and friends, all those who have helped make this day possible, our distinguished faculty, our staff, and somebody I'm forgetting. Oh yes, the graduates of 2010 International and Area Studies teaching programs. My name is Tyler Stovall. I'm the Dean of the Undergraduate Division, and it is my great honor and privilege to take part for the first time in this ceremony. This is a wonderful day. We are very pleased to see you all here. I know that for many of you this has been an exciting journey. For many of you at times it has been an arduous journey. There are probably some of you who at times in your college career have thought you might not make it to this day, that you had difficult obstacles to overcome. But guess what? You're all here. You have overcome those obstacles. You have succeeded. And I want you to remember, whatever else you do in your life, whatever obstacles you may encounter, that you had a history here of triumphing, sometimes over adversity, and learning lessons that I hope will carry you through the rest of your life. And I would like to also say, in some ways, it's a bittersweet moment. We are saying farewell to you, but guess what? You'll probably be back at some point, either as visitors, as witnesses to the graduations of others, and maybe someday as witnessing the graduation of your own children, who will become the next generation of Berkeley scholars. I would like to also introduce some of the faculty who are here. And let me just say that, and I think I speak for all of my faculty colleagues on stage and off, faculty love graduation. Not only does it give us a chance to walk around in graduation robes just like our students, and to have people come up onto us in the street and say, aren't you glad you finally persevered with that degree and won your degree after all these years? More importantly, it gives us a chance to see the results of our hard work and to get to meet so many of those people we never saw in a classroom, but were instrumental to the success of the graduates here today. It is an extremely special moment in any academic institution. It is a moment where we see, in effect, the world renewed and get a vision of the future that is to be. So all of us are thrilled to be here, and I would like to introduce them by name. First of all, Professor Alan Karras, Associate Director in International Areas Teaching Programs and Director of the IAS Honors Program. Professor Nizar Al-Sayad, Co-Chair of Middle Eastern Studies, and Professor Emily Gottreich, Co-Chair of Middle Eastern Studies, Professor Estelle Tarika, Co-Chair Chair of Latin American Studies, Professor Brad DeLong, Chair of Political Economy, Professor Jillian Hart, Co-Chair of Development Studies, Professor Michael Watts, Co-Chair of Development Studies, Professor Jerry Sanders, Chair of Peace and Conflict Studies, Professor Amérique Azevedo, excuse me. Okay. Professor Scott Bailey, Professor Joseph Luff, Professor Laura Nathan, Professor Julie Shatford-Brackley, and finally, Professor Claire Talwalker. Let's give them all a round of applause. And now I would like to turn the podium over to Professor Karras, who will recognize staff and certain faculty on behalf of the IAS teaching program. Professor Karras.
Thank you, Dean Stovall. It is with deep and profound gratitude that I recognize the IAS staff for doing such a wonderful job this year, even in the midst of widespread chaos in the world, in the university, and in Stevens Hall. I know that the faculty could not have survived were it not for the help of Martine Alexander, Rebecca Chavez, Saba Sohail, and Anna Romay. We are, as well, deeply grateful for the expert work of Vida Prater in the first several months of the chaos, and Matthew Singh for the last several months of the chaos. And last, but in no way least, we are grateful to Joan Kask for stepping into the department manager's role and keeping everything moving along as if, well, the chaos never existed at all. Students may not know just how hard these people worked, but we, the faculty, could not imagine a world without them. And we know that they made our students' lives easier. Please join me in expressing our thanks. It is now my honor to introduce this year's students' speaker. A panel of students, with a little help from faculty and staff, choose the student speaker each year from those who are willing to be considered. In that regard, being selected as student speaker is an honor, but is especially an honor this year as the competition was fierce and the stakes were high. You are in for a treat. Our student speaker is Andrew Willis, a political economy major and a Chinese minor. During the past 4 years, he has served in various roles with that great fountain of campus knowledge, the Daily Californian. He has competed in triathlons, and he has also joined the cooperative housing community. He spent 6 months studying abroad in Beijing and 3 months working for the United States Department of State in southern Taiwan. He has, in other words, had a fairly typical IAS undergraduate career, which will culminate today with this oratorical tour de force. And like many of you, after graduation, he plans to search full-time for a job. Andrew, the podium is yours.
Thank you, Professor Karras, for that introduction. My fellow graduates, parents, grandparents, dear friends, faculty, and staff. Welcome. We made it. If you are here today, you've witnessed an incredible achievement, the completion of a Berkeley degree. For many students, our intellectual odyssey has included triumphs, like finishing your last exam, finding a job, or running through the library in the buff. There were also hard times, endless piles of reading, late nights, and God forbid, dorm food. As I'm sure parents can attest, in a few years we will remember the good and the ugly with equal fondness. Many of my hard times were spent learning the Chinese language. Don't get me wrong, the faculty, the professors were wonderful. It's just that the language was a bit tricky. One day in class, I was excited to read about the philosopher Mozi, or Mo for short. I'd like to share his story. This story is about two guys. On the one hand, we have our hero, Mo, a dedicated pacifist, who during his years as a soldier had mastered defense strategy. On the other hand, we have the greedy General Liu, who is planning a violent attack. Aware of the devastation that General Lu's war would cause, Mo took it upon himself to journey 10 days and nights to meet with General Lu and dissuade him from attacking. Mo sat with General Lu in the splendid hall of the king. There, Mo challenged Lu to a game that would simulate war. Imagine a game of chess. General Lu moved his pieces to attack, but at each move, Mo blocked his offense with brilliant strategy. In the end, Mo defeated General Lu so thoroughly that General Lu grew frightened of the power of Mo's knowledge. Then Mo said, "I can see that you are thinking of killing me. You believe that by killing me, the strategy that I have shown you will also die. You are mistaken. I have already spread this knowledge to all the generals whom you wish to attack." General Lu realized that he was defeated at every turn, and so called off his war. Mo left quietly and began his long, solitary journey home through the peaceful countryside. As we sometimes find ourselves asking when faced with the complex interlinkages between violence and poverty at the intersection of race and gender, complicated by the production of space in a neoliberal postmodern city. What does it all mean? Well, Mo mastered defense by doing, and then proved his knowledge in the theoretical setting of a war game. The results he produced were astounding. Mo prevented war. His story brings together theory and practice, and like Mo, our challenge as IAS graduates is to integrate these two things. Now, Mo himself could have become a powerful general by hoarding his knowledge of strategy. Instead, he shared his knowledge freely. More than the brilliance of his strategy, it was his willingness to share this strategy that saved both his life and the lives of countless others. Another thing about our hero, Mo had access to influential people, to generals and to rulers. In our time, we also shall have the opportunity to speak with those who shape policy and engage in the production of knowledge. In fact, some of us will find ourselves in these very positions of power. Now, whether or not we deserve this level of influence, our IAS education will give us far-reaching power. It is up to us to wield whatever influence we gain with humility, just as Mo did. Despite our deep academic reflections, and the regents are going to kill me for saying this, we do not hold a monopoly on knowledge. To live as if we did would not only be foolish, but would alienate friends and strangers alike. When we endeavor to teach with respect and learn with gratitude, we begin to bridge the gap between academics and those without the privilege of a university education. Now, to suggest humility is only a beginning. How can we, like Mo, forestall war? How can we undo the pain of financial ruin and prevent destruction of natural resources? During our time here, we have collected strategies and techniques to address these questions. We have scoured books and articles, and we have debated openly with our peers. Yet this is not enough. We must continue to humble ourselves to all that we have yet to learn. For example, many of us traveled abroad and encountered firsthand our misconceptions and stereotypes of the other. Years of studying Chinese prepared me little for what I experienced in Beijing. Now, I admit that despite my best efforts before I traveled, I had a narrow idea of China, and I went in search of a romanticized version of the Middle Kingdom. Call it my own personal struggle with Orientalism. Sorry, Edward Said. Suffice it to say, during my 6 months in China, I met no one even closely resembling a sage like Mozi. I met neither lovesick scholars waxing poetic in the moonlight, nor cadres of overzealous workers hunting down frightened capitalists. I did engage timidly with Chinese friends in some limited political discussions. The experience humbled me. Upon returning to Berkeley, I had a much clearer sense of the limitations of my knowledge. With a renewed humility, I began to face the challenges of our own campus, and believe me, they were many. But there were also guides to help us along the way. We've got our own philosopher, teacher heroes right here. Take Jillian Hart, who taught us that theory and practice are deeply interconnected, and then promptly assigned 3 research papers to drive the point home. Professor Hart, thank you. You were an island of intellectual cool, even as financial markets crumbled and budget cuts threatened our department. What really floored me about Professor Karras was his pointed critique of the university, using Smith, Marx, and Hegel. He argued that these classics placed a high value on public education and could help us deal with the struggles that we face today. Professor Watts, I'd like to flag this for you. I'm in good company when I say, I've got an intellectual crush on you. Next time you go abroad, please take me with you. I want to be where the action is. Perhaps as importantly, in each course we learn not just with, but from one another. I would not have made it through stats class without Keith and Miriam, nor IAS 45 without Bastian. I could go on and on like Brad DeLong's blog. But I hope I helped you guys a bit too along the way. A special thanks to my papa and nana who are here today, who taught me how to drive and how not to drive. And finally to mom and dad. I don't know how you did it, but we all seem to turn out all right. I see a direct connection from your reading Dan and I bedtime stories to our love of learning today. It is impossible to summarize my gratitude. So we have come to this juncture. In each IAS course, we were challenged to bring the newspaper to life, to bring the debates and struggles of the outside world into the lecture halls. Now, the time has come to turn this task around, to disperse across the globe, and to sow the seeds of change where we see problematic institutions, or even just problems in the world. Like Mozi, like our personal intellectual role models, we will continue to learn, to dream, and to act. Class of 2010, family and friends, this day is for you. Please enjoy it with a balance of pride and humility. Congratulations.
Well, you're in for a treat. We have another speaker. It makes me very happy indeed to introduce our commencement speaker to those assembled here today. Not only is Professor John McNeil a well-respected and prize-winning scholar, but he is also my friend. His university website biography says that he was born and grew up in Chicago, and that he enjoys basketball. We could stop there and let him speak, because in many ways, this characterizes him pretty accurately. But I will go on with a more traditional biography. After attending Swarthmore College, he received his PhD in history from Duke University in 1981. Since 1985, he has taught in the History Department and School of Foreign Service at Georgetown University. He has held a chair in environmental and international affairs there, but he is now a university professor, which he tells me allows him to teach whatever he wants, whenever he wants, even brain surgery. Georgetown has only 7 such faculty members, so we know that his institution has recognized his many contributions to it and to society as a whole. He has held a number of visiting appointments at universities in New Zealand and in France. He has received 2 Fulbright Awards and has been the recipient of a Guggenheim Fellowship and a MacArthur Grant. Indeed, just last week, he received the Toynbee Prize for, and I quote, significant academic and public contributions to humanity. Previous recipients of this prize include Jean-Paul Sartre, George Kennan, Arthur Schlesinger, and William McNeill, and yes, there is a relation. He has as well sat for the last several years, several times a year, in airless and windowless rooms with me, thinking up answers that are really wrong for the AP exam in world history. He is really good at really wrong answers. How this is a contribution to humanity is not yet clear to me. Perhaps he can explain it to us. He has published over 50 articles in scholarly journals and has written 7 books, 2 of which have won prizes. One of which, take note parents in the audience, he co-wrote with his father, the aforementioned William McNeill, who is also a well-known historian. That book, The Human Web, has been translated into 5 languages. Graduates, you may wish to consider writing a book with your parents. Students gathered here today may have read one of his other books, Something New Under the Sun, An Environmental History of the 20th Century, which won several book prizes when it came out a few years ago. They may also be familiar with a book which he and I co-edited back in the early 1990s on Atlantic America. His new book, entitled Mosquito Empires, came out earlier this year. Though John McNeill is best known as a scholar, he is as well a wonderful teacher, and on occasion he has even been known to give a good speech. It is for that reason that we have invited him here today. Our students are very concerned with the environment, its role as a historical actor, and what it is they can do that will preserve it as best they can. We are, of course, very interested to hear what our speaker has to say. Graduates, parents, colleagues, and friends, please join me in welcoming Professor John McNeill.
Dean Stovall, Professor Karras, faculty, graduates, parents, grandparents, uninterested babies, good afternoon. I want first to thank the IAS and my good friend, Alan Karras, for the opportunity to speak to you this afternoon and to impart what wisdom I can to today's graduates. But before I begin, I wish to offer a brief rebuttal to Professor Karras, a tiny clarification, and injunction for the graduates. First, anyone thinking of writing a book with a parent, Come see me afterwards. I can save you a lot of trouble and probably family counseling. The clarification. As to brain surgery, I want to make clear, lest any of you should ever find yourselves in the clutches of MDs trained at my university's medical center, that I have not, as yet, begun to teach brain surgery. And lastly, the injunction. This has become a ritual now, but I ask you anyway. Graduates, you have thanked them before, and you will thank them again. They have invested deeply in you, perhaps with irrational exuberance at times, but you owe them more than you yet know for their support, financial, emotional, nutritional. So please, graduates, turn now and give a boisterous round of applause to your parents and families. In 25 or 30 years, many of you will be lucky enough to know why you're doing this. It is an honor to be permitted to speak on this occasion, which I appreciate. It's also a responsibility, which I should perhaps appreciate and take with the utmost gravity, but I won't. Because I strongly suspect that by next week, few, if any, of you will remember anything that I might say today. I suspect this because I have attended about 30 graduation ceremonies, including one of my own, 3 or 4 of my relatives, and more than I care to remember on my home campus. In some few cases, I can remember the identity of the invited speaker. For my own graduation, we listened to the then governor of Massachusetts, Michael Dukakis. But in most cases, no, despite the speaker's undoubted worthiness. I cannot remember a single idea, a single word, a single iota of wisdom that any of these speakers offered. Now, it could just be me, but in Dukakis' case, the 1988 presidential election suggests that many others also found his oratory forgettable. Almost no one remembers anything from these speeches. My wife, who can remember who gave whom what for Christmas in 1978, has no idea what her graduation speaker, Dan Rather, the broadcaster, said in 1979 at her graduation. All of this may come as a rude blow to the self-esteem of speakers such as myself and Andrew Willis. But it should come as no surprise to any of us. After all, graduates and sometimes their families are operating on short sleep, putting their brains at a great disadvantage when it comes to memory formation. I'm pretty sure this is true, even though I don't yet teach brain surgery. Moreover, in a week of transition and transformation, many interesting things are afoot, deserving of your attention. Kobe's quest for another NBA championship, the precarious state of the euro, and maybe a party or two on campus. And of course, there are deep questions to ponder about the experience just completed and the uncertain journey soon to begin. Discerning brains are hard at work on tasks more important than retaining snippets of a stranger's speech, and justly so. Nevertheless, one way among many of examining the experience just completed is to consider whether or not you got your money's worth. Opportunity cost. Californians, I believe, or their families, paid roughly $40,000 for 4 years at this university. What experiences might you have had instead? For that sum, you could have had about a semester and a half at one of the elite private universities. You could have had about 80 years worth of premium passes to Disneyland. Or you could have had a few minutes outside of Earth's orbit inside a Soyuz spacecraft, courtesy of the Russian Space Agency. Or you might have had 10 8-day tours of China, including the putative birthplace of Mo Tzu in Shandong province. Any and all of these probably would have been worthwhile and rewarding experiences, although 80 years at Disneyland might be too much of a good thing for some of you. Are any of them worth as much as the experience just completed? I hope not, and I think not. Unless I'm misinformed, it wouldn't be the first time, Professor Karras. Unless I'm misinformed, you have laid a foundation in these 4 years on which you can build your necessarily imperfect understanding of our world, of its history, grasped as a whole, as a common human past, of its fleeting present in all its complexity and confusion, and, very imperfectly, of course, of its possible future conditions. You have heard, according to someone who should know, Mr. Willis, about bringing the headlines to life. And you've learned to put events in context. That's what I hope to do in the next few minutes for you. You will have noticed that in the month prior to your graduation, the Gulf of Mexico is slowly filling with crude oil at a rate of several thousand barrels per day. Older Californians will remember a 1969 spill in the Santa Barbara Channel. One way, among many, to examine this recent oleaginous experience, one which I recommend to you, one which I expect your teachers have urged upon you, is to consider the long view and the big picture, the role of energy in modern societies, in their economies, and in their politics. The United States pumps oil out from under the waves of the Gulf of Mexico because we need so much of it and can produce so little. We need it because we've built an energy system around oil in particular and fossil fuels in general, something that in many respects has served the country well. We are not the first to build a society around fossil fuels, but we might well be the last. And we might well hope to be the last. 10 centuries ago, during the Song dynasty, the vast coal deposits of northwestern China, well to the west of Mo Tzu's stomping grounds, the coal deposits there fueled a metallurgical industry in China, one that dwarfed anything the world would see until the British Industrial Revolution 8 centuries subsequently. Curiously, this led to nothing. The industry disappeared. Coal production plummeted. 4 centuries ago, at the other end of Eurasia, the Dutch built the first economy in which one semi-fossilized fuel, peat, and I don't mean the brain fuel you get from your local caffeine vendor, I mean semi-fossilized bog moss. Peat accounted for half of all energy use. The Dutch Golden Age rested on profits from energy-intensive industries, beer brewing among them, sugar refining, salt making, brick making too, all fired by peat. And a little more than 2 centuries ago, in a case familiar to all graduates here, the British began to build the first truly industrial society, and by 1850 powered it with another fossil fuel, coal, becoming in the process the most prosperous and powerful nation on earth. And 1 century ago, the United States pioneered the transition to oil, building an economy, infrastructure, and a military that took full advantage of that fuel's potentials. California, in many ways, spearheaded these transformations, helping to make the 20th century the American century. These 4 historical cases give some indication of the centrality of fossil fuels to episodes of prosperity and moments of national power in the international system. Energy regimes lie at the heart of modern world history. Now, in the 21st century, we foresee a new energy regime coming. We perceive it through a glass darkly, at best, and cannot say when it might arrive, nor what it might look like when it does. But we can say that oil will play a much smaller part in it than was the case in the 20th century. For the United States, and perhaps for others as well, this will probably be the biggest issue of the next 50 years. Bigger than terrorism, bigger than crises in public finance, bigger than nuclear proliferation, probably. As usual, we can't know, but the class of 2010 will be around to find out. If I'm right in this suggestion, it will be both because of the geopolitical implications of the new energy regime, whatever those might turn out to be, and the course of future climate change. The sooner the new energy regime arrives, the smaller our climate worries. Bringing the transition about serves the global interest by lowering the risks of climate catastrophe. Bringing it about first in the United States lowers the odds that the prosperity of our country in the 20th century will wither away anytime soon. This will require, this transition, technological innovation, perhaps best left to your classmates in other parts of the University of California. But in equal or greater measure, it will require public policy, civic leadership, entrepreneurship, a can-do culture that embraces the future, and perhaps above all, concerted citizen action. Will California help lead the way once more? You get to help decide. Part of the decision, which every Californian faces, will consist of the Golden State's future commitment to world-class public education, one of California's hallmarks in the 20th century. And we shall see about the 21st. Those graduates in the political economy major can help plan and implement the energy transition, shepherding it through the minefields of public life. Graduates in development studies can make sure their classmates do it right with equal justice around the world. Graduates in peace and conflict studies will have to assume the duty of making it happen peacefully, reconciling entrenched interests to change. Graduates in Latin American studies and Middle East studies can help smooth the path of their chosen regions from reliance upon oil consumption and oil production to reliance upon, for example, sunshine, which most parts of both of their regions have in surfeit. All of you can find something useful to contribute. And in the 22nd century, historians, such as Professor Karras, Dean Stovall, and myself, will be very interested to see how you respond to your opportunity to make world history. Thank you, and congratulations.
Well, that was cheerful. Professor McNeil. Next, we are going to recognize a number of our graduates who, through their hard work, or shall I say, as I often do, labor power, have earned special awards. All of these awards have been, I believe, kept secret until today, unless someone has hacked into my computer, and it's acting slow, so it's possible. We will begin devolving, identifying these award winners first by going through the departmental citations. The departmental citation was initiated in 1955 by the UC Berkeley Committee on Prizes. This prestigious award honors excellence in the departmental field of study. Recipients are chosen because of unusual talents and promise, outstanding grades, distinctive work in their major, and contribution to the department. Only one student from each major may receive the award each year. And each year, the choice becomes more challenging than the last year. The way we're going to do this is that I will ask each of the chairs of the major to come up to somewhere near the podium as I announce each award and the recipient. So first, will Professors Jillian Hart and Michael Watts come up? The award winner for Development Studies is Megan Hunt. I will now ask Professor Estelle Tarica, the Chair of Latin American Studies, to come up to the podium to award the winner of the Departmental Citation in Latin American Studies to Joseph Kemp. Next will be Professors Nizar El-Sayad and Emily Gottrich, co-chairs of Middle Eastern Studies, to present the winner of the Departmental Citation in Middle Eastern Studies to Elizabeth Burton. For Peace and Conflict Studies, will Professor Jerry Sanders come to the stage to present the Departmental Citation in Peace and Conflict Studies to Ashtik Satrian. Will Professor Brad DeLong from Political Economy please come to the podium to award the winner of the Departmental Citation to Glory Liu. Congratulations to all of our Departmental Citation winners. Now we have some more awards. Special Contribution Awards are given for service within the IAS community. These students have given tirelessly of themselves again and again. They have gone above and beyond the call of duty in their service to our community. This year, there are 3 awards. The first of those awards goes to Sarah Porter. While Sarah is coming to the stage, I'll tell you why she won. Sarah has served multiple semesters as Reader for Peace Theory. She has organized and participated in orientation seminars for the major, developed and taught a decal course on peace building and service for Afghanistan, worked with the Afghan community to bring prominent speakers to UC Berkeley, and is engaged in establishing an institutional partnership between the American University in Kabul and Peace and Conflict Studies at Berkeley. Congratulations. Two more of these awards, but one description. For their unwavering commitment and contributions towards the development of the IAS Peer Advisor Program. As a team, Ariana Sarfarazzi and Peter Volberding have been tremendously generous with their time and towards the continued success of this program. I know what they're doing behind me. Furthermore, they have demonstrated exceptional leadership and have been exemplary role models for our students by being actively engaged in the community while maintaining exceptional academic records. They both completed the IAS Honors Program and are both members of the Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society. Please join me in extending to them our congratulations. And let's see, I think I have one more right now and one later on. Each year, the University of California, Berkeley gives an award for the University Medalist, which is the outstanding member of the University of California class of each year. And this year, the class of 2010. One of our students was a finalist for that award, and we have a special certificate of distinction from the Chancellor that I am going to award right now to Pedro Spivakovsky Gonzalez. We have more. And now I'm going to turn the podium over to my colleague, Professor Scott Bailey, who will address the honors class, who's sitting behind me.
Thank you. I've been involved with teaching the honors thesis course for the past 2 years and have truly cherished this experience. I would like to offer special thanks to Professor Alan Karras for letting me be involved in the honors program and for his guidance throughout the process. I have learned so much from him throughout this time, and I'll be forever grateful for that. The honors program, which he deserves all credit for creating, building, and improving upon, is truly the jewel in the crown of the IAS undergraduate degree programs. I would also like to thank this year's honors students, who are sitting over my shoulder here, for the tremendous intellectual climate and good humor that they brought with them to the classroom. Students who complete honors in our majors must fulfill all of the requirements of the individual programs in which they are enrolled and complete their courses with distinction. The honors thesis courses demand tremendous effort and energy from the students, and they have truly delivered on that challenge. The students who are seated on the stage this afternoon all have accomplished that which they set out to do. They chose a research topic approximately 1 year ago, and over time molded it into a focused research project. They overcame obstacles of various kinds in the process of researching and writing, but through it all demonstrated perseverance and dedication to their goal. Now they have completed that work and can be proud of what they have accomplished. They deserve our respect and admiration for for the tremendous work that they have done. I will soon ask that the class rise for all of us to recognize their achievements as a group. And if you want to know who they are, check your programs as they are recognized there. One of this year's honors students was the winner of the Library Prize for Undergraduate Research for her thesis, titled Classroom for Improvement: Why Decentralization Failed Argentine Students. I ask that Ryan Cohen please rise for our recognition and congratulations. Each year, IAS awards the Outstanding Honors Thesis Award to one outstanding student. This year, one honors thesis stood out from the others in its research question, organization, methodology, and primary source analysis. Moreover, it is beautifully written. That thesis, entitled Politics on Display: Political Economy of the British Museum, was a superior project that explored the recent history of the British Museum, its exhibitions, and its overall administrative strategies. The paper was based on a thorough mining of primary sources of a variety of types and reflected a mastery of a wide body of scholarly literature. I am therefore delighted to award this year's Outstanding Honors Thesis Award to Glory Liu, political economy major.
He is just so nice. He is. I mean, he's nice. It's how it works. A couple more awards. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff of the IAS teaching program, I want to recognize publicly the work of two of the faculty members sitting on this stage. First, I would like to thank Estelle Tarica for her tireless advocacy, not just for the Latin American Studies major, but for the IAS teaching program as a whole. Her term as chair is ending, and it is important for me, for all of us, to acknowledge all that she has done, from student advising to curriculum development, from program review over the last several years. Her contributions have been profound, and we are grateful for all that she has accomplished. We know that we will still be in touch, but I know that we will all miss her at meetings. Estelle? Finally, I want to acknowledge the work of Scott Bailey, who is leaving us for Japan at the end of the summer. He has been an invaluable asset to the IAS teaching programs as a whole and to the honors program in particular over the last several years. It is even difficult now for me to remember what life was like BS, before Scott. His contributions have been far too numerous to mention here, but he has been a rock upon which we have leaned far too often. Please join me in wishing Scott Bailey the best as he moves on to his new life in Japan. And now it's time for the awarding of degrees. Dean Stovall.
Thank you for all your patience and all your support of all of our graduates. We now move first to the awarding of degrees in the graduate programs in International and Area Studies. The Masters in International and Area Studies, the Masters in Latin American Studies program, and the Rotary World Peace Fellows Program. We will now confer our graduate degrees. We will start with the Master of Arts in International and Area Studies. All IAS graduates will be hooded by Professor Nizar Al-Sayad. And you want to move there? Mr. Yavo Tepka. Mr. Yavo is also a Rotary World Peace Fellow.
Michael wants is going to be the first one. Michael will do that first one.
Okay. Mr. James Buck. Ms. Sarah Moore. Thank you, Professor Al-Sayad. We will now confer the Masters of Arts in Latin American Studies. The first graduate will be hooded by Professor Michael Watts. The other LNS graduates will be hooded by Professor Estelle Tareka. Ms. Larissa Bosch Palota. Okay, Professor Tareka. Mr. Ian Gordon. Mr. Joaquin Lopez. Mr. Logan Puck. And Mr. Vinicius Vieira. Please join me in congratulating our recipients of the Masters of Arts degree. And my thanks to the faculty presenters. I remember the first time I hooded a graduate student, he was 6'4". So it can be a difficult task sometimes. Now, Professor Karras, if you'd like to return and introduce the name readers and the schooling for the conferral of the undergraduate degrees.
Okay, so we're going to move to the time of the awarding of the degrees. Just follow the line. Let me welcome one of our former IAS students and one of our current LAS MA students who will read the names of our graduating seniors, Navjot Kaur and the recently hooded Joaquin Lopez. We will start with our honor students, and the honor students will circle up over there and then come back around this way, and then we'll go to the rest of the queue. So, the podium is yours.
Megan Hunt.
Carly Bennett.
Mira Velu.
Kurt Ialu.
Glory Maria Liu.
Peter Bolberding.
Elise K. Burton.
Matthew Thomas Brown.
Ariana Sarfarazi.
Andrew William Reddy.
Jenny Rose Cottle.
Grace Alexandra Newman.
Elizabeth Jean Dukes.
Ryan Ashley Cohen.
Bronman Don Berman.
Pedro Spivosky Gonzalez.
Jamie Allison Heine.
Angelica Allen.
Jillian Allison Bagman.
Catherine Louise Clark.
Sanam Bhatia.
Daisy Ariana Vieira.
Michael Chang.
Karen Alicia Burkholder.
Cassie Alexandra Lee Mullendor.
Jessica Andrea Amador.
Molly Ross Green.
Haley Sophie Courier.
Sandra Fernandez.
Rosanna Lily George.
Natalia Ruiz.
Karen Poi Law.
Margaret Adeline Fuller.
Claire Kathleen Mitchell.
Anna Buckman.
Elena Filipchuk.
Raphael Spies.
Lena Maria Setzerman.
Lauren Caitlin Lees.
Ashley Dodson.
Danielle Wisniewski.
Andrew Mark Edelman.
Katerina Polonsky.
Andrea Michelle Kramer.
Emily Love You Mom Rusea.
Jesse Levine.
Michelle Paula Babick.
Andrea Ray McCarthy.
Carla Lopez Del Rio.
Romaine Selassie.
Christine Carolyn Wong.
Sumita Mitra.
Christina Miriam Young.
Miriam Ronda Alvarado.
Gabriel Robert Gordon Harper.
Maggie Young.
Yao Do.
Sam Kemp. Rocio Escobedo.
Marcos Gabriel Juarez.
Matthew Avitum.
Eliza Felix.
Trisha Allison.
Amir Prince of Persia Zahidi.
Hakeem Naeem.
Mariana Curi.
Cristel Jimenez.
Jocelyn Matthews.
Andrea Walden.
Ryan Michael Smith.
Anjali Barton.
Ariel Lana Hamburger.
Alex Scott Walker.
Jasmine Betancourt.
Grace Hong.
Margie Choa.
Lauren Marie Santos Bocobo.
Jamie Stafford Hill.
Tara Maureen Toms.
Kristen Elizabeth Beach.
Barbara Sandoval Ramirez.
Isabel Fernandez.
Ricardo Lopez Reyes.
Molly Rose Scott.
Catherine Conchata.
Shelly Marie Ferris.
Felicia Helene Perizader.
Ava Mirferndeski.
Yvonne J. Rosales.
Sarah Ashley Porter.
Laura Jacqueline Gwen.
Natalie Sandra Marinkovic.
Jacob John Siegel Beutner.
Alejandro Lara Briseño.
Serafina Lynn Meisner.
Kyle Rainier Nicholas.
Katie Borovka.
David Barrios.
Chantal Carlon.
John Charles Campbell III.
John David Munger.
Elizabeth Allison Hopper.
Alexandra Aya.
Janie Yu.
Jenna Rose Larson.
Kelsey Ann Thompson Briggs.
April Isabel Angeles.
Francesca Marie Noyes.
Nikki Sarin.
Valerie Marie Elkema.
Sasha Ali Khan.
Leslie Margaret Cook.
Christopher Daniel McCourt.
Raymond Leung,
Ivana Milanova.
Marcel Cohen,
Russell Edward Pettit.
Aaron Mon,
Asti Sanjan.
Zeruhi Arakalyan,
Emma Harotunian.
So these are going to be the PIS majors. Brian Huang,
Catherine May Cho.
Bastian Andreas Bedhauser,
Alexandra Evans Hudson.
Mustafa Ready for Capital Accumulation Azizi,
Elijah Herr.
Russell T. Sturton,
Anne Marie Catherine Jelisic.
Gregory Michael Susko,
Mabel Yu Zhuang.
Matthew Ryan Adkins,
Diana Vanessa Correa.
Victoria Sholong Lee,
Jonathan Albert Chen.
Stuart Chang,
Kim V. Pham.
Diane Liu,
Shushan Song.
Haijin Kwan,
Benjamin Yu.
Hyun Chan Lee,
Yute Kim.
Andrew Boba Fett Fisher,
Holmes Koo.
Tuan Trong Pham,
Sahar Dabas Hussain.
Daniel Dean Potter,
Kevin Tyler Hale.
Alan Kwan,
Thomas Jamal Sanford.
Joyce Leanne Yu,
Jeffrey Patrick Lee.
Monica J. Shin,
Colin Tomlis Robles Yee. Eugene, I'm a basketball champion, Pasquale.
Ramona, I'm done. Go Bears, Liug.
Alvin Ang Gongling David.
Christian Carlos Benjamin A. Ignacio III.
Gracielu Abalos.
Matthew David Kimbo Bataclan.
Joel Ross Ramos Rivera.
Sherelle Villacorta.
Hu Win Helen.
Tutu Choose You C2.
Nancy Kim Lee.
Marcus Martinez.
Andrew William Albert Craycroft.
Christine Hong.
Sopiak Chor.
Alex Wong.
Michael E. Clegg.
Michelle Hung.
Julie Lowe.
William Pei.
Linda Kamushian.
Jessica Chu.
Lawrence Kelvin Wong.
April Zhang.
Jessica Madras Skelton.
Sophia Lane.
Terry Lee Harrell.
Ashoka Finley.
Andrew Curtis Peredo.
Nathan Maxwell Louis.
Ling Jiang.
Jessica Wong.
Stephanie Lamb.
Danielle Lynn Perry.
Sarah Volmer Van Vliet.
Erin Elizabeth Simmer.
Stephanie Christie Milstein.
Kathleen Rose McGurk.
Alexander Stephen Levy.
Moravia de la O.
Shazadi Ahmed.
Amritpal Kaur Rai.
Almanprit Kaur Mahwar.
Cooper Hammond Miller.
Ruben Marquez.
Patrick Alexander Burns.
Lauren Elaine Brock.
Nathan Jeremy Gossett.
Judy Kwok.
Thurman Pierre Reed.
Brianna Lynn Salas.
Travis Elliott Layton Reed.
Norman Windsor Waters IV.
Cash Anthony Marsh Upton.
Brianna Francesca Weimer.
Colin Andrew Tewksbury.
George Wijaye D. Joyer.
Ivy Fong No.
Jason Brian Huang.
Jill Zapke Chang.
Angelina Christina Colglazer Severson.
Robert Kane.
Lynn Maung Maung.
Jessica Parafich.
Anne Mering Nolting.
Nikki Mohana.
Jenny Shea.
Crystal Sydney Yuan.
Rowena Lee.
Disa Sunyong Yu.
Brandon Tsai.
Justin Su.
Ning Tang.
Stephen Chen.
Magdalena Askian.
Anna Garamanyan.
Danielle Christine Fumagali.
Michael Sinyan.
Mark Oganesian.
Mariana Kachian.
Michael Chang.
Eric Young O.
Rishi Raj Malorha.
Grace Lynn.
Anna Liu.
Huang.
Andrew M. Kelly.
Debbie Rocha Borges.
Shivam Punjai.
Charlene Schonbach.
Rachel Lane Sanchez.
Brenda Castillo.
Roberto Felipe Molina. Valeria Salcedo.
Nicholas Schwartz James.
Robert Suwei Rosen.
Bijan Nurdin Madhani.
Amy Patricia Miskey.
Enrico Alimonda de Manentroy.
Catherine Ann Lafferty.
Leslie Jingying Situ.
Adam James Alley.
Jessica Michael.
Atit Shah.
Christy Renee Nguyen.
Michelle Jean Chang.
Jared Anthony Muzanti.
Philip Alexander Pena.
Caitlin Rose Irvin.
Ariel Marie Sheikha.
Vaishnavi Jayakumar.
Jacqueline Lisa Johnston.
Meghna Shishudhar.
David Makoto Oda.
Robert Jonathan Perez.
James Yoshio Inoue.
Jacqueline Ann Dixon.
Julian Dre Munar.
Adrian Kevin Wong.
Albert Lin.
Sean Sheikh.
Yasia Victoria Goretsky.
Faris Suhail Salome.
Chang Nancy Lee.
Ball-free, thank you, Mom and Dad, Cruz.
Gilbert Saldana Lopez.
Chad James Lucas.
Nikola Zunik.
Gordon Edward McNulty.
Ronnie Gil Klausner.
Alexandra Anderson Tickner.
Jillian Helene Weinkoff Costello.
Hanley Garrison Hubeck.
Alex G. Avalos.
Janine Lynn Rickert.
Jamie Lee Hancock.
Eugenia Buzogli.
Anita Lee.
Victor Chen Tang Ang.
Christina Fan.
Devrath Vikram Sinha.
Jasmine, love you, Mom. Chima.
Eric Jong In Ha.
Kevin J. Liu.
Joseph Yu.
Hajar Polkolkali.
Tasmin Talival.
Andrew Peterson Willis.
May I ask the graduates of the class of 2010 to please stand. Please move your tassels from right to left. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents and the President of the University of California and by the Chancellor of the University of California at Berkeley, I grant you the degrees of Master of Arts in International and Area Studies, and Master of Arts in Latin American Studies, and Bachelor of Arts in Development Studies, Latin American Studies, Middle Eastern Studies, Peace and Conflict Studies, and Political Economy. Congratulations. I can truly say to this group of graduates, the world is yours. We have now come to the end of our ceremony. I would ask our guests to please stay in your seats while the faculty and graduates exit from the auditorium, please keep going all the way through the lobby out into the outside where we will have a reception on the Lower Sproul Plaza. Congratulations again, and we'll see you outside.